The usual flood-prone areas of Kelantan were more concentrated around the Kelantan River, such as Kota Baru, Tumpat, and Pasir Mas. However, during the result of a combination of rain, tides, and possibly water leakage from the dams in the south of Thailand, this time the flooding is very broad and expensive, extending to the part that is far from the sea, such as Gua Musang and another part of Kelantan. In fact, that area suffered the worst destruction. The destruction in the Guamusan and Kolokra area was terrible, like being hit by a tsunami. Houses that are destroyed or moved indicate that there is a very strong energy from the flood. It has never happened before in Kelantan that people lost their houses or the houses were destroyed due to floods. The usual flood situation is stagnant water that affects some area for some time. The Kelantan flood of 2014 not only was the flood very strong, but was so large that there were buildings between 2 and 3 floors were underwater. In addition, the flood this time also brought a lot of mud, indicating the occurrence of very high soil erosion.
Itu nak pergi kerja tu jalan-jalan tengok atas getok tu ada air tu. Kejut juga tengok ada air. Mari tak ada lah. Lalu tak boleh dah lah sekat pinggir tu.
Oh, atas getok tu.
Atas getok tu.
Oh.
Kat pinggir tu nak pergi tak boleh. Lepas tu gak balik mula lah rumah. Dia tak boleh dah. Balik mula rumah. Balik anak nak ikut. Dia tengok anak tengok gori ke air naik sampai dapur dah. Tapi cepatnya. Kalau tengok masuk siap masuk gapo, duk nyipir agak-agak bagetok datang tu. Sampai kat pinggir dah air. Juga. Agak-agak bagian naik atas. Pergi dulu anak-anak bangun belakang. Nyipir buat naik batas ke atas. Naik atas lembak tu. Air penuh dah dapur. Tak turun kat lima kat atas. Turun nyipir kat atas. Kat atas tu nak kat pinggir. Tak boleh nak pergi lah.
Tak pergi lari pergi nak orang mari.
Perahu mari ambil. Perahu mari ambil. Naik atas perahu campur. Belakang naik perahu. Naik perahu jatuh. Dia ada di rumah. Kat jiran tu.
Atas bukit.
Dia ada rumah jiran tu. Maya ngorek dulu. Maya ngorek tunggu Maya Iso. Lepas Maya Iso tu umur dia pun naik dah hai depan. Naik dah hai depan. Jiran tu nyipir bagai tak atas meja. TV dia tak atas meja. Duduk tengok nyipir pun naik kat dada dah dia ni. Pindah lari lah. Pindah lain pula. Dia duduk atas jalan.
Atas bukit ni.
Duduk atas jalan. Kemah pun pasal kemah lah atas jalan tu. Malam tu tidur atas jalan tu. Dengan ramai-ramai dengan hujan tu. Tidur lah ramai-ramai situ malam ni. Lepas tu esok dia tu. Malam tu sebelah tu. Kemah pun ajak dia duduk. Rumah madrasah.
Surah.
Rumah surah. Naik perahu tu. Ada air di situ. Lalu tak boleh. Ingat perahu di surah. Surah tu pun duduk ramai-ramai lah. Duduk dalam 5 minit keluarga. Lauk nasi pun tak ada lah. Tak makan nasi dah 2 hari tu. Tak makan sepi. Sebut awal tak agak minat.
Tak ada orang awak mari bantu lagi.
Tak ada lagi masa tu air dah tengah besar. Air dah tengah besar. Nak balok duk campur duk lari pun. Duduk dalam situ 3 minggu. Masuk dari baru masuk nanti saji boleh lah makan nasi.
Tapi awak punya batu dia kat mana? Masih. Kalau tempatnya ada.
Ni tak ada. Ada tempat tanya orang mari atas makan ni dengan helikopter. Dia suruh kau Tok Ngulu lah bagi. Helikopter turun mari. Helikopter turun mari, awak mari bagi. Suruh kau Tok Ngulu. Tok Ngulu lah bagi pula. Suruh lebih juga air nak suruh. Lepas air suruh tu pun seluk lagi kat lutut. Dia duduk nyanyi kata, kak anak tak ada dah, air suruh tu pun, kita pergilah tengok mengarung kita seluk-seluk bawa anak-anak ni. Tengok rumah tak ada juga.
Ibunya walaupun 10 tahun tu.
Rumah tak ada. Lepas tu, duduk boleh suggest itu, tiba-tiba mari.
Recalling the experience of the devastating flood of 2014, also known as Bah Kuning, left an eternal mark on Kelantan citizens. The rain was not too heavy, but the water level rose quickly, and the people had no idea that the huge flood would come attack them. Although frequently encounter flood tragedies, they have no preparation for huge floods, making the situation more chaotic. This time, people who had never been impacted by flooding got affected and had to leave their homes to a safe place, which is to temporary transfer centers such as schools, public halls, mosques, and surau. Nevertheless, the temporary transfer centers that have been opened had to be closed as floods affected the area. Likewise, the people who were placed on the ground floor of the school building also had to be moved to a higher floor, causing the centers to be overcrowded. However, there are families who stuck and not be able to move to temporary transfer centers. They have nowhere to go but to only move to a safe house on a high hill, even though the house is located less than 100 meters away from the floodwater. While Kanak family and others few families moved more than once. At first, they moved to a house that was quite far from the flood. But not long after, that house also was flooded. Kanak and other villagers in that neighborhood moved to the hill and spent the night there. Later in the morning, the rescue boat took them to the safe place, which was at the surau. But the situation is quite extremely difficult when the food stock is limited, plus the electricity, water, and the line communication are completely cut off for a couple of days. Indeed, her oldest son was in Tunpar at that time also was worried about the condition of his mother and siblings who were in the Dabong district of Kuala Krai. He was also unable to contact the family when the line connection was failed. Several families were there, including Kanak family, about 2 weeks before the flood reduced. After the flood reduced and receded, everyone rushed out from the surau to see their respective homes. But what a surprise, the houses were destroyed and swept away by the flood, including Kanak's house. The appropriate saying given at this time is that the eyes are heavy, but the shoulders are heavier. She returned to the surau, stayed there for a few days, and later built a tent at her house site with the help from the people and the organizations that came to help and provide relief. She and her family lived in a tent for about 5 to 6 months before receiving a wood house built by the NGO from Terengganu and lived in that wood house for about 2 years. After that, Kanap family and other victims of Bah Kuning who lost their house received a house from the government.
Kerajaan Negeri Kelantan di bawah pentadbiran PAS hari ini mengucapkan terima kasih kepada Kerajaan Persekutuan kerana membina rumah kekal baharu RKB untuk penduduk terjejas banjir yang kehilangan tempat tinggal ketika banjir tahun 2014. Semalam, Perdana Menteri Datuk Seri Najib Tun Razak menyerahkan kunci rumah kekal kepada 31 keluarga mangsa banjir di Jajahan Kuala Krai. Kerajaan Persekutuan dipertanggungjawabkan untuk membina 1,141 buah rumah iaitu 844 rumah telah siap manakala 243 dalam pembinaan, 54 belum dibina dengan setiap rumah bernilai RM65,000.
As experienced by Kanap, not only was her house swept away by the flood, but she was also faced difficulty to go to the work because the bridge connecting to the other village was cut off due to the flood. For about 2 years, she went to the workplace by the boat.
Getok kereta api ni lah anyuk ni. Anyuk ni memang kira holah skalanya tak rajin anyuk kira getok ni ni. Ini aku tuju kita kira banjir besar tu. Kita anyuk lah. Ni putus belakang lah hubungi kita nak pergi sebab orang kau ni kerja seberan. Kalau kau seberan belakang orang ke gapo memang putus. Tapi yolah memang orang tak suka belakang lah. Apa gini mau getok ni. Pak air kita makan minum pun mari melalui getok.
Hari ini berada di kawasan penempatan Kemubu dan kita lihat di sana ialah jambatan kereta api yang terputus terus dan juga disebabkan rogakan air yang begitu kuat. Kita tengok di sana jambatan tersebut dalam alih diubah begitu kuatnya kekuatan air pada masa tersebut.
Seterusnya, 2 tahun menunggu, penduduk kampung Kemubu, Kuala Krai, Kelantan kini boleh menarik nafas lega. Jambatan kereta api yang runtuh akibat banjir besar pada Disember 2014 akhirnya siap dibina semula.
Laluan motosikal bersebelahan jambatan kereta api itu menjadi kegunaan penduduk berulang-alik setiap hari untuk ke kebun serta menghantar anak ke sekolah menengah kebangsaan SMK Dabung. Tragedi jambatan landasan kereta api runtuh sebelum ini menyebabkan perkhidmatan pengangkutan kereta api di pantai timur dan urusan penduduk tempatan tergendala.
The government spent 17.5 million ringgit and 15 months to repair and rebuild the bridge.